Okay, so next we're gonna go over part C. So it says fill in the table showing the number of seeds planted compared to the number of seeds that start to grow. In R4 means ratio 4. When X is 60, what is Y? So the first thing is we can't fill in this table because this is on the computer. So with Google Forms, we're going to do it step by step. So we're just going to fill in ratio 4. Now, even though this is a table, we're still going to do the same thing we've been doing, which is using the unit rate to figure out my missing value. Okay, so the first thing I need to be aware of is what does 60 represent? And 60 represents the seeds. Okay, so that's going to be huge for my proportion. And so the first thing I want you guys to do is always remember that what we're going to put here is always the unit rate. So my most simplest form is 10 seeds to 3 trees. Okay, that's what I know. And we're going to set up this proportion, and I put seeds on the top, which means seeds, the unit needs to always be aligned. If I put seeds on the top, then seeds stays on the top. If I put trees on the bottom, then trees stay on the bottom. So regardless of the order, what's really important is that you keep the order the same. Okay, so what I know is 60 represents seeds. So in this proportion, I'm going to put 60 seeds. And what we're trying to figure out is if I plant 60 seeds, how many trees will grow based on this ratio. And so what I'm going to do is figure out, again, how do I get from 10 to 60? Well, that would be multiplying by 6. So if I multiply by 6 in the numerator, I must multiply by 6 in the denominator. And 3 times 6 gives me 18. So the value for Y in this table would be 18. Oops. Okay, cool. But now we're going to do the same thing for part D. Right? But now the difference is it says in ratio 3, so this is ratio 3, when Y is 12, what is X? So here's the part that you need to pay very close attention to. Okay, so guys, again, same thing. We use the unit rate to find everything, right? The ratio is 10 to 3, so we're going to use this ratio to find all of my missing values always. So we know it's 10 seeds to 3 trees equals, and my order is seeds to trees. Okay, so what is the value that I have? Is it seeds or trees? And if I look at ratio 3, right, 12 isn't seeds. 12 actually represents the trees. So it's saying if 12 trees grew, how many seeds were planted? Okay, so let's easily find this. I'm going to put 12 trees. So 12 goes on the bottom because 12 represents trees and not seeds. And how do I get from 3 to 12? Well, I multiply by 4. 3 times 4 is 12, which means 10 times 4 is 40. So 40 seeds to 12 trees. Excuse me? What? Let me fix that, guys. The answer, oh, it's because it says, this is how, if you're curious, it should be X is equal to 40. So that's not going to show up for you. So the answer actually is 40. This is just a mistake on my end. So don't worry about that. But in all problems, what we're doing is we are using the unit rate to find the missing values and using a proportion. That is how I want you to solve it. Obviously, there's other ways that you could solve it. So if you want to text me and be like, I like this way, you could totally do that. But for me, what I'm saying is to use the unit rate and then figure out what's the value that I have in terms of which unit, and then I find the value of the missing unit.